Can you believe they serve spaghetti at a mob funeral? Yeah, I'm talking about Goodfellas. The film that's got more mob ties than your uncle who swears he knew Tony Soprano's cousin. But seriously, here's the kicker. There's a scene where a guy's getting his hands chopped off. And in the middle of all that, they're still eating pasta. You can't make this stuff up. But don't worry, I'll explain. Stick with me. Now let's rewind. Picture this. You're a kid in a rough neighborhood, and all you really want is to be one of the big shots. You want to live like a king, but there's just one catch. You've got to work with the wrong crowd. You know, the kind of crowd that doesn't care about rules because they make the rules. That's exactly what Henry Hill, played by the one and only Ray Liotta, does. He gets sucked into the world of organized crime. And don't get it twisted, this is not your typical good guy story. This guy gets into the mob life, and before you know it, he's having breakfast with guys who will kill you over a dirty look. Now, let's talk about the real kingpins of the story. Paulie, played by the legendary Paul Sorvino, and Jimmy, the always legendary Robert De Niro. These guys are mob royalty, and they rule the world with the kind of power and grace that only mobsters can pull off. The thing is, when you're on the inside, you don't just get to roll up and start calling the shots. No, you gotta earn it. And Henry Hill, he's the young guy, desperate to make his mark. He's like the kid who can't wait to get into the adult table, but when he finally does, he realizes the adults are playing a very dangerous game. Now, let's be real. The violence in this movie is so casual, it's almost like they're making dinner plans. This is a world where you get whacked just for looking at someone the wrong way. Don't believe me? How about the moment when a guy gets shot for screwing up a deal, and they're just casually talking about it like it's no big deal? Can you imagine doing that at your office job? Yeah, Karen didn't send the email on time, so I'm thinking of having her sleep with the fishes. But here's the thing. While the violence is shocking, it's so deeply embedded in this world that it almost feels like just another part of the routine. And here's the real kicker. At one point, Henry gets busted for something minor, but guess what? The moment he gets out of prison, the real fun begins. He gets a taste of the good life, and it's like someone handed him a golden ticket to all his wildest dreams. He's rolling with the big shots, doing big things and thinking, yeah, this is it. I've made it. And then, the real mind-blower happens. He thinks he can live the high life forever. But here's the thing about the mob, there's no happy ending in this world. As Henry's life unravels, you can't help but ask, was all this really worth it? Sure, he had the money, the power, the cars, the women, but it's all built on a foundation of lies and betrayal. The beautiful part of the Goodfellas story is that it doesn't just show you the glamorous side of being a mobster. It drags you down through the dirt, showing you the price you pay when you play in this deadly game. And don't even get me started on the Lufthansa heist. If you don't know about it, let me fill you in. It's the perfect crime. The crew pulls off a heist worth millions, but the problem is, they can't leave well enough alone. The mob guys start killing each other off because, of course, they just can't stop when they're ahead. It's a bloody mess, and they're too busy fighting over money to realize that everyone's turning on them. But here's what everyone always talks about. The scene where they cut the guy's face off. Yeah, that's a real thing that happens. And in the midst of it all, they're still throwing in mobster humor like, hey, you want some sauce with that pasta? It's chilling, it's dark, and it's a testament to how the world of organized crime doesn't just destroy people, it makes them insane. At the end of it all, Henry Hill's life is pretty much ruined. He's in witness protection, stuck in a boring life, and get this, he's not even allowed to make his own decisions anymore. He's stuck on the run from the guys who used to be his family. That's the ultimate twist. A guy who once had everything is now just an anonymous nobody. The life he wanted, gone. The friendships he had, destroyed. And the thing is, you almost feel bad for him. Even though the whole time you're watching, you know this is a story about a guy who made every wrong decision and loved it. So here's my question. What would you do? Live the high life with the mob for a few years, have your own slice of the American dream, but knowing the entire time that everything could come crashing down? Or would you just say screw it, sit on your couch, and keep watching these movies as an outsider? Trust me, you'll never look at your family dinners the same again. After watching Goodfellas, you'll wonder if someone's about to get whacked every time your aunt asks for the mashed potatoes. And maybe, just maybe, you'll have a little more respect for the Godfather, because apparently there's no honor in the mob. Just chaos and pasta. If you haven't seen Goodfellas, what are you even doing with your life? Get on it.